The dead ball era was over, and in 1920, Ray Chapman got hit in the head with a ball during a game 12 hours later in which he would die. This caused the turning point from the dead ball era to the live ball era in MLB. Some of the big rule changes in the live ball era were the league officially banned spitballs and other, quote, freak deliveries. They cleaned baseballs much more often, switching them out due to the Ray Chapman incident. A cushioned cork made the balls livelier, making the whole live ball era in general a big offensive era. Making it a big offensive era made it tougher for pitchers to get what they needed to do done, but they still did it. I'm Nick Dwyer with the 10th inning, and here are the top 4 pitchers of the live ball era. Getting into number 4, we have Dazzy Vance. Pitching from 1922 to 1935, Vance recorded a 63.3 WAR, a 197 and 136 record, a 3.22 ERA, 216 complete games in 345 games started, 29 of which were shutouts, 2,933 and two-thirds innings pitched, 2,027 strikeouts, 817 walks, a 1.224 WHIP, a 2.96 FIP, a 2.48 strikeout to walk ratio, a 126 ERA plus, and 1 MVP in the era. Now, Dazzy Vance is an interesting choice over guys like Alexander and Walter Johnson because he was slightly above average for the most part, but when he was good, he was really good. A strikeout pitcher, Vance led the league in strikeouts from 1922 to 1928, pitching with the Dodgers in the National League. Vance's first 2 seasons of the era were in 1922 and 1923. Each of those seasons saw him win 18 games to go with a 3.7 and 3.5 ERA. 1924 was the real first great season for Vance, posting a league best 28 wins, 2.16 ERA, 30 complete games, 262 strikeouts, and a 174 ERA plus. This season was good enough for an MVP, the second pitcher outside of Walter Johnson to win one. A league best 22 wins came in 1925 to go with a 3.53 ERA for Vance and a league best 4 shutouts and 221 strikeouts. Then in 1926 a losing record came, though he had a 3.89 ERA, going 9-10, before Vance bounced back strong in 1927, going for 16 wins, a 2.7 ERA, 25 complete games, and 184 strikeouts. 1928 saw 22 wins and a league best 2.09 ERA, 4 shutouts, 190 ERA plus, and 200 strikeouts from Vance. The best pitcher in the game once again, Vance was now entering his age 38 season in 1929, and he would go on to win 14 games with a 3.89 ERA. Though not the best season, Vance bounced back strong in 1930, having his final great season even though he went 17-15. A leading 2.61 ERA, 4 shutouts, and 189 ERA plus came. This was Vance's final hurrah, and though he played in 5 more seasons, Vance only won 33 games to go with a 3.87 ERA and 99 ERA plus, a little below average. Vance was a mediocre player at best during those seasons, but when he was at his best, there weren't many better during this era. The problem was, Vance was inconsistent, therefore ranks 4th in the era. At number 3, we have Bob Feller. Feller pitched from 1936 to 1941 in the era, not a huge time frame, but within that time frame, he compiled a 37.3 WAR, going 107-54, a 3.18 ERA, 175 games started, 117 complete games, 16 shutouts, 1,448 in the third inning, 1,233 strikeouts, 815 walks, a 1.356 WHIP, a 3.14 FIP, a 1.51 strikeout to walk ratio, and a 136 ERA plus. Coming into the big leagues as a 17-year-old, Bob Feller had one thing that set him apart from every other player, a blistering fastball the eye could barely see. The problem was he didn't really always know where he was throwing it, but when on, he was unhittable. In 1936 as a rookie, Feller went 5-3 in 8 games started, with a 3.34 ERA. Feller looked like he could potentially be the best ever, and in 1937 he improved after healing from an arm injury. On the season, Feller went 9-7 to go with a 3.39 ERA and 150 strikeouts. Still not going a full season, Feller had his first full year in 1938, and though he posted a 4.08 ERA, he had 17 wins to go with a leading 240 strikeouts, though he also led the league with 208 walks. Feller was only getting better over the next 3 seasons, leading the league in wins with 24 in 1939, 27 in 1940, and 25 in 1941. Feller also led the league in ERA in 1940 at 2.61. The other two seasons, Feller posted a 2.85 in 39 and a 3.15 in 41. Feller once again led the league in strikeouts during those seasons, collecting 246 in 1939, 261 in 1940, and 260 in 1941. WAR then came to be while Feller was in his prime, and from age 23 to 25, Feller would take part in the WAR, missing some of his best seasons. Feller was very young during the era, and what hurt him from this list is that he split time between eras. But Feller's presence was felt every trip to the mound, and he was easily one of the best right-handers of the era and early on in the game of all time. The next player on the list at number 2 is Carl Hubbell. Hubbell pitched from 1928 to 1941, posting a 68.2 WAR, a 238 and 142 record, a 2.89 ERA, 402 games started, throwing complete games in 246 of them, with 36 shutouts, 3,367 innings pitched, 1,585 strikeouts, 667 walks, a 1.153 whip, a 3.49 FIP, a 2.38 strikeout to walk ratio, and a 135 ERA plus. Oh, he was also a two-time MVP. Playing with the Tigers in spring training of 1926, teammate and manager Ty Cobb wanted Carl Hubbell to scrap his screwball due to a fear of hurting his elbow. He did, and he was very inefficient due to that. Not joining the Tigers on the major league roster, Hubbell requested they release him or he retire. They did, and his screwball came back in one of the best decisions Hubbell could have ever made. Hubbell then joined the Giants, who had a very famous player who pitched with a screwball in Christy Mathewson. Hubbell's first 3 seasons saw massive potential from 1928 to 1930, going 45 and 29 with a 3.59 ERA. Nothing crazy, but Hubbell soon took the league by storm. 14 wins with a 2.65 ERA came in 1931, followed by 18 wins and a 2.5 ERA in 1932. Hubbell was on his way to being one of the best in the league, and in 1933, it all came together. 1933 saw Hubbell lead the league with 23 wins and a 1.66 ERA, to go with 2 complete games in the World Series, where all 3 runs he allowed were unearned. This season brought his first MVP and an insane 193 ERA+. 1934 saw 21 wins and a league-leading ERA at 2.3, and then 1935 saw Hubbell win 23 wins to go with a 3.27 ERA. These seasons were great, but what Hubbell is more known for is his amazing 1934 All-Star game, where he struck out 5 Hall of Famers in succession: Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Jimmy Foxx, Al Simmons, and Joe Cronin. At the top of his game, Hubbell's 1936 was fantastic, leading the league with 26 wins and a 2.31 ERA, en route to his second and final MVP. Hubbell's last true great season came in 1937, leading the lead with 22 wins while posting a 3.2 ERA. 1938 to 1941 were very good seasons for Hubbell, though he didn't reach the heights of before, winning 13, 11, 11, and 11 games those years, while posting ERAs at 3.07, 2.75, 3.65, and 3.57. Fading by the end of the era, Hubbell was easily the best pitcher and best lefty in the National League, and if it were not for that number 1 pitcher, that distinction would have been for the entire MLB. However, the best pitcher of the era was, in the American League, Lefty Grove. Grove pitched from 1925 to 1941, posting a 113.2 WAR, going 300 and 141, a 2.88 ERA. In 457 games started, he threw complete games in 298 of them, with 35 shutouts, going for 3,940 and 2/3 innings, 2,266 strikeouts, 1,187 walks, a 1.278 whip, a 3.24 FIP, a 1.91 strikeout to walk ratio, a 148 ERA plus, and 1 MVP. Grove didn't get off to the best start in the big leagues, going 10 and 12 with a 4.75 during the 1925 season. This proved to be his worst season, and he would only get better throughout his career. Grove followed the rough rookie season up by leading the AL ERA at 2.51 in 1926, going 13 and 13. The Athletics were a decent team and seemed to find their ace, and Grove only continued to get better. Posting 20 wins during the 1927 season, this was his first of 7 straight seasons with 20 or more wins. Grove then led the league in wins with 24 in 1928, posting a 2.58 ERA before he really started to dominate. Grove went on to lead the league in ERA for the next 4 seasons and wins in 2 of them. In 1929, he had a 2.81 ERA before leading in both wins and ERA in 1930 with 28 and a 2.54 ERA. Grove continued to have his best season in 1931, leading the league with 31 wins, going 31-4 with a league best 2.06 ERA to win his only MVP. Both 1930 and 1931 also saw Grove lead the league in strikeouts, his final 2 seasons leading the league in strikeouts, winning the Triple Crown in both of those seasons. If it wasn't clear already, Grove was the best pitcher in the game, and that only continued through 1932, going 25-10 with a league best 2.84 ERA. The Athletics fell during the 1933 season after selling some talent, but Grove remained strong, going a leading 24-8 with a 3.2 ERA. After the season, Connie Mack sold Grove to Boston, and Grove had a rough season, going 8-8 with a 6.5 ERA for the Red Sox. Not to worry, Grove came back strong, leading the league in ERA in 4 of the next 5 seasons, at 2.7 in 1935, 2.81 in 1936, 3.08 in 1938, and 2.54 in 1939. Grove did play in 1940 and 1941, but never reached the great heights again. Grove is the original great lefty pitcher, in name and just in general. There was no better pitcher during the liveball era. Grove led the league in strikeouts from 1925 to 1931 and was easily not only the best strikeout pitcher of his era, but the best pitcher in general of his era. So there you go. Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? What names was I missing?